Hi there, this is Michele Zaragoza, team leader for California Premier and a level up coach for agents and leadership. Today I have Jesse and I'm so excited because Jesse, welcome back to KW, my friend.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be back.
I am so excited. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it the day that you left that you were coming back because I feel your vibe. That's all there is to it. I feel your vibe. So tell me, why KW?
Well, I think from the beginning, there was a feeling when I used to work as a lender, and I used to visit the different real estate offices back in 2012.
Yes.
When I walked into that Keller Williams and I met you, there was something there that just felt powerful. And back then, I remember saying, "This is the future. Like, this is real estate of the future." Um, it was coming from a mindset of a local brokerage
Right.
in the community, and saying, "Oh, one day I'm going to work at that famous brokerage, that local brokerage." And then when I walked into Keller Williams, I'm like, "No, this is the future. It's think bigger outside of." For me, it was thinking bigger, larger than where I lived. And I think that's been the direction of my business, is that I don't particularly service a community. I go out, and that kind of started because I lived so far out in the country, and in the countryside, and wherever I drove to, it was a commute. So then I started thinking, why not have clients in Sacramento? Why not have clients in the Central Valley? Why not have every now and then
You might
clients
as well. You're licensed in the state of California.
Right. And that's how I based my business, is going outside of my area and taking that extra drive in the morning, in the evening, to service my clients.
I love that. I love that.
And
Thank you.
the name Keller Williams did that ability, because when I took my first listing in San Jose, and I put the sign out, first thing my client said is, my neighbor sold their house with Keller Williams. So it did make it feel more familiar and able to go out into other communities.
That's great. I love that. That's exciting. Definitely. So tell me, what do you do in your business that allows you to cap every single year? You're a capper.
I think everyone has their preferences on either listings or buyers. Something that's kind of been stable for me is, and consistent, is, with my background as a lender. Not just that, I work with a lot of different lenders. So I think that's where I find that one of my strengths is that I always stay up to date on new programs and guidelines with several different lenders. So if they're telling me, "Oh, I have this new program, for example, for the I-10 borrower, that they can purchase a home now with the 10% down," and in the past it was always 20%, then I can go back to people that not only contacted me, past clients, friends and relatives of them, say, "Hey, there is this program. Send me, the contact information. I'll call them, and we'll see if it works for them." So I think staying up to date with what helps people get into that home makes the difference for reaching out to buyers. Knowing the programs, because I'll know right away when I talk to a lender and they tell me about a program, I'm already thinking about, who do I know that I can help with that program. So I kind of think like a lender when it comes to buyers, until once we're out in the community looking at homes. That's where I put the realtor hat on, and we're looking at, the cracks in the walls, and, plumbing problems and things like that, bedroom count, and, which neighborhood they want to live in, and what school district, so I think I start out as a lender thinking about the programs to get people into the homes. So I do work with a lot of first-time home buyers. I work with a lot of Spanish speaking in the community,
Right.
that, I'm able to set them up and sometimes explain different things to them in Spanish.
I love
well.
that. So would you say your business is more referral based, or what is this?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It is. It's word of mouth, referral based. I tend to, have a client right now that just reached out to me about doing an upsell. They need a larger home. They've had more kids, and they need another bathroom. And we're starting to see a lot of families merge together. A brother or a cousin or parents live together. Parents are elderly and they're going to sell their home and move in together. So now we need a larger home.
Right.
The way the market's kind of shifted with rates, prices, I mean, we're seeing a lot of that. So this
Well, let's
client's
be
reaching out to
honest,
me.
right now, your business has like really just pushed forward in the last 30 days. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of what I'm saying. Where they're calling me saying, "Hey, now I need a different home, and something larger because we're going to merge families." I have another client that called me said, "Hey, my mom, she's ready to come to Sacramento and she's moving her home out in the country, selling her home out in the country, and she wants to merge. So we're going to need a larger space." So
Wow.
keeping up to date with my past clients, um, you know, um, reaching out to them, I think is a big deal. Also, too, not even if there were, I sold them a home, and then when we're out, they'll mention, hey, my cousin needs a home, or my brother needs a home, or a friend of mine at work needs a home. I follow up with them on that, and I tell them about programs as well. Hey, you were telling about your friends, there's a first time home buyer program, and stuff like that. I think that's been it's referral, but I follow up.
So follow up is key. I mean, we teach that every single day, right? And
And
if
it's
it's not
hard.
in
It's
your
hard to do.
agenda, it's not going to
Right.
work. You've
It's
got to.
hard to do because I'm not the best at you know organization of keeping lists of people to call and when and doing like a block time to call. For me, it's a little bit more organic. I follow up. Sometimes I go to events where baby showers, weddings, baptisms, where my past clients have invited me. Sometimes it's hard because I don't tend to go a lot, but when I do go, I found that they're grateful that I'm there. They introduce me to their family members, and you do pick up business that way.
Most definitely, most definitely. Yeah. Well, I see you always out there. I see you on social media everywhere. And I noticed, networking is key to any successful business.
Right.
And I
Absolutely.
think that's very important. And you're teaching
And
that to your daughter. You brought your
right,
daughter now into the business too.
right. When I first started back in mortgage, 2005, 2004, 2005, I really focused in on networking in real estate, mixers, real estate driven events. And I met a lot of colleagues, title reps. And to this day, I still run into people that I knew from 2005,
Wow.
20
Isn't
years
that great?
later, and they're still in the business. And I've shifted since then to more when I networking with clients and their families. And but in the beginning, it really is important to establish relationships, because when you're writing an offer and the agent on the other side, and they know that you're going to work hard for your clients and that you're going to answer your phone if they have a question, it makes a difference. It does make a difference,
Yes, it does.
and it
Yeah,
makes the transaction smoother, if anything, because it's so easy to call the agent on the other side and say, hey, we ran into this issue with the loan, or we might need an extra day because this report didn't come back on our inspection contingency, or whatever it may be. It really helps that you do get to meet other parties on the other side so that we all work together well.
This is definitely a relationship business, not
Yes.
just building relationships with the buyer or seller, but also
Mhm.
networking within our community.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree. If there was one thing that I missed asking you about the importance of the market right now, what would that be that you would want to share?
I think right now, we have to really, because the market's shifted. Obviously, interest rates are higher, so it might be unaffordable for some people, and just kind of maybe finding ways for people to meet to still be able to meet their goals. Some people have rethought where they once wanted to live. Maybe we'll go to this other community where it might be more affordable,
Right.
so because it's a first home. I have a client right now that it's his first home, and he's accustomed to living in one certain specific community with parents,
Right.
and you're almost about to be 30. He has this great new job, his great career going, and he's ready to buy a home. And he surprised me. He said, actually, I'm okay with living in that area because it's my first home. It's not my last home. I only want it for a couple years. I'm gonna buy it as an investment, and I'm gonna live there, and in the future I plan to live somewhere else. So he had the right attitude because it's a first home, and that's kind of where we're at right now, because when the rates were at 2%, 2.5%, people were able to buy their dream home from the beginning,
Right.
right?
Right.
now we have to think about that. If we're at 6 or 7% interest rate, we might want to start with the starter and work our way up and maybe get a 2-bedroom if we don't need a 3-bedroom.
Right.
Right.
It's all about educating them.
Right.
You know,
Reconfiguring maybe
because sometimes when you hear the chatter, it's not always accurate. Right. So
right. Absolutely.
you need to be educating them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So
people
let's talk
can't
about
blanket.
what was this?
Okay, people can't blanket the market because again, the market is very different in San Francisco than it is in Lathrop. You know, so
Totally.
yeah, so we always tend to point that out to people when they call and say, well, I heard the home prices dropped 5.6% in California. Well, California is a very large state with lots of different markets.
That's funny. Okay. So let's talk about you and KW. How long you been with KW this go around?
Well, I've been back. I think it's been going so fast. I haven't kept track. I think it's been about a month. I'm back. I was only gone for a few months.
I
It's
know, but I like to still say that. Okay.
yeah, I was only
So
gone for a few months.
let's go way back. You started with KW what year? 2012?
12.
12.
Yeah.
You left the industry and went back to doing loans,
Right.
but your heart was
Well, I feel like I didn't leave the industry because it was still related. When I joined, I've always wanted to be a realtor. We've told that story many times.
Right.
But when I got into lending, it made sense for me at the time.
right. Well, because of your family.
Because of my family, and it made sense for me at the time. And I enjoyed that as well. But I really loved looking at architecture, different styles, homes, neighborhoods. That was the thing that I was lacking. But I was still helping people get into homes and helping them with their finances. And I think that's
your passion.
Yeah, it's the same industry, but it just made sense for me. When I joined in 2012, we were going through a shift in the market where these companies were buying 80 and 90 homes at one time. And my buyers, I was like multiple offers. And, you know, these companies were buying all the properties. And I had a lot of first time home buyers. So it kind of scared me off a little bit that I went back into lending. I said, oh, I'm going to go back to being a lender.
Yeah, but you had to do it too because your family, right? Because of
my
they were
family,
so young.
my schedules. Yeah. And when I saw that now I have the time to work evenings, you know, I'm not doing this after school sports anymore. I'm not, you know, Saturday at the baseball field, football field, cheerleading. When I said I have the time to give to my clients evenings and weekends, I came back to real estate full-time, full force in 2016. And it's been
back to KW.
Of course, I wouldn't have gone anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's being a lender, going to all the real estate offices. I had relationships with realtors everywhere. KW was always home for me. And I came back, and I think it's been uphill since then. And where I started thinking of expanding out to Bay Area, Sacramento, I still do that. And then I took it a step further in the last couple of years, and we joined KW in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, that's amazing.
And I'm part-time there. So for example, this year I'm setting myself up end of the year, last quarter, I'll be there. So far I have 3 clients that are going to meet me there in that last quarter to look for their vacation homes. So I kind of set up my calendar. So I have a different market there because I'm servicing my clients here that want to buy there. So there's the trust there because they're already my clients. And when I go there, I know that market in Puerto Vallarta really well. I've been living there part-time for the last 5 years. So I've learned the community.
That's so amazing.
Well. So that's an exciting adventure for me as well. And I'm excited.
You're living your best life, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're living your best life.
Yeah.
That's just so exciting. And I'm so glad you shared with us. Thank you so much for jumping on the mic with Michele. I appreciate you so much. Keep thinking big.
Thank you.
Bye.